After Gravitus, it's time to head out to the nuclear submarine. Press right twice and start to select the stage. The coins you'll pick up are really important throughout the entire stage. You'll need exactly 300 coins for the first screen, and unfortunately you're going to have a lot of extra after the second screen. That's because of the lag management we're going to do. Start the stage by holding right when you're spawning in. Jump over to reach the top and dodge the incoming bullet with another jump. Punch this officer twice to get rid of him, but try to do so without releasing your right input. Just tap B twice, so you're essentially moving forward and covering some extra ground while taking him out. Don't pick up the coin and collect the letter A from the box in front of you. Long jump from the ledge to land onto the box. Now, you can do these kills with jump punches without losing any frames, but for the sake of consistency, I would strongly recommend stopping on the first runner to punch him. Then jump from the pad and punch the second guy. Delay your third punch enough so the last enemy's coin will drop under the ceiling here, allowing you to pick it up as you're running forward. At this point, you should have 50 coins. This is where things get really difficult. You can, and ideally you should, attempt to jump punch this first enemy and all the officer bullets you're going to encounter. Though once again, for the sake of consistency, only jump punch the first runner and stop to punch the bullets. The reason is the lack of room. You need to press A and B almost at the same time in order to get your punch out. If you're feeling comfortable doing this, then by all means, more power to you. It does save some time after all. However, with these strats you can only take one hit to your red vest, so taking risks here can be really punishing. 2 hits are going to mess up the next screen strats entirely. All that said, run under this steam and do a jump punch. This section still got a little bit of extra room for you to work with, so jump punching is slightly easier. Then continue forward and punch the bullet, followed by 2 punches to the officer, all while continuing to hold right. Jump over the steam and punch the next bullet, officer and runner. You should have 250 coins by now. Go over the box and jump here, avoiding the steam. Now, this is most likely the toughest section to go through without taking any extra hits. See these 2 falling runners? We're not exactly sure why, but the time they fall is pretty much always different. They could be on a global timer, who knows. In the best case scenario, the fall happens right before you're jumping over the officer's bullet, allowing you to punch the falling runner mid-air. Then jump over the officer, followed by a tiny jump over the steam. It's hard to avoid getting hit by the steam above, but with a little bit of practice, you should be able to pull this off. In the worst case scenario, the runner falls down during your previous jump over the steam. If this is the case, quickly punch the runner and jump over the bullet and the officer. There's also a couple of timings where you need to punch the bullet, runner, and the officer in order to make through without taking any hits. This section is all about adapting to whichever falling pattern you're going to get. Just try not to kill the officer or collect any unnecessary coins. To move on, punch this next runner, jump onto this box, and take a step forward to delay your next jump. This doesn't only allow you to pick up the runner's coin, but you also get a damage boost from the officer's bullet. Use your iframes to jump over the small pit and the next officer. Then kneel down to spend your 300 coins to get a full health. You should have 0 coins now. Don't worry about getting hit by any of the bullets, since using the health pad gives you iframes. So immediately jump back up and over the box. One final jump over the last officer and continue to the next screen. Welcome to the laggiest section of the entire run. If you thought you needed to adapt to global timers and RNG before, now you will have the NES hardware limitations against you. Run and jump near the very edge, followed by a long jump in front of the first flying alien baby. Wait until it comes down and jump to punch both of them. Another jump to kill the first and finally the last. 2 normal punches to destroy the container, which will reveal a bigger alien inside. Ignore these enemies completely and jump over the first one to avoid knockback, damage boosting through it. Now buffer your jump by holding A to get over the box. Jump punch the next baby and kneel on the box to kill it. Then long jump here to deliver 3 punches, 2 for the top baby and 1 for the bottom. Continue jumping and kill the weakened baby before collecting one of the coins they left behind. Don't need to collect both of them. Move here and wait until the next baby comes lower. Then jump punch it to force it go back. Jump out of the gooey water, punch the weak baby, and jump over the last alien near the box. Collect the drop coin to decrease lag. Now run forward and destroy the next container. This is another difficult section, so pay attention to my inputs. After the container is destroyed, you have a few moments to walk before the big alien spawns. Do so and jump. Then kneel down and start tapping B after acquiring the red vest. Do not try to start tapping B before getting the vest. Otherwise your next inputs will be delayed and you won't have enough iframes to run through the spawning alien. The container only takes 2 punches, so once you see it starting to explode, stop tapping B and hold right to push yourself against it. If done right, Steve should go through the big alien without taking a hit. Now small jump onto this box. Run down and long jump to punch this drone dispenser twice to destroy it. Land here, move near the edge and wait until this top baby is at the proper height. Long jump and do 3 punches. 2 to kill the top baby and 1 to push back the bottom one. Immediately jump back up and kill the remaining alien baby, all while collecting all the coins you can at this point. 2 long jumps and take a few steps in the water. Then jump to take a hit from the first alien baby here. Another jump to get rid of the second baby with 2 punches. Then bring yourself up to destroy the dispenser. You can do this before allowing the second drone to spawn, but if it happens, attempt to get rid of it with an extra punch. This is somewhat important because drones tends to lag the screen for a long time. Collect the coins if you can and jump up. Run to fall down and jump to reach the last stretch of this stage. Destroy the container, run forward after the explosion to cover some ground. Jump to do another damage boost to avoid knockback. 2 more punches to destroy the next container, and instead of running forward like with the other containers, try to jump as early as possible so you're landing before the health pad. This is what we call the scam pad. Having more health is definitely the worst option to have at the end of a stage rather than having tons of coins. In order to do this so-called scam, run until you're perfectly aligned with the pipes and valves in the background. Then quickly tap down. It needs to be a quick tap instead of holding your input. You have a couple of pixels where you can do the scam, so it's not a pixel perfect trick, as long as you remember to do the down input fast. Now depending on the lag and how long you held your down input, you'll get some of your health back. The most optimal amount of health is to have 6, or 5, but 5 you need some good luck from the boss. If you end up getting a full refill, that's alright. You won't have any problems dealing with the boss at least. After the refill, jump up and punch the last container. Then turn around and get a hit from the approaching baby. This is the time when you usually lose your red vest. Doesn't matter though. Jump here and punch the top alien baby so it gets knocked back. Then another jump over the teleporter. Run at the very end of the stage and kneel before the background valves. There's a secret red vest pad here, and since you most likely have tons of coins remaining, getting this should be free. Now use your gained iframe from the pad to run back to the teleporter. And here's the third boss of the game, Cyborgape. We're just going to call him Ape though. He's mostly harmless, but the strat we're using ain't easy at all. Though I'll show a different strat as well, which is a lot easier, though also a lot slower. To start things off, do a neutral long jump when you gain control. Neutral means you're not holding any direction on your D-pad. Then at the peak of your jump, slightly tap right and grab the fence by holding up. You should be on the ideal position to fight the boss right now. Next, you're going to listen an audio cue. When his initial war cry is over, count to 1 in your head and do a full jump up, punching while going up. Then re-grab the fence near his feet to deliver some extra punches. Don't overstay your welcome, and after a few punches, release the ladder by tapping A. Then grab the fence from the middle, wait until he's starting to come down from the wall, and tap A again to go even lower, still punching on your way down. Be careful with your jump timing here, as you don't want to get right in front of him, otherwise he will stop and dash to the other side. Finally grab the fence from the very bottom and start punching in a rhythm. You're hoping for him to use his blade attack, allowing you to deliver more punches before he dashes to the other side of the room. Keep in mind though, if you keep Ape on the same level without forcing him to move down on the wall, he will always use his blade attack before the dash. Otherwise it's random whether he's going for the blades or the dash. Whichever the outcome you're going to get, he will end up dashing and damaging you. You should already be on a perfect position, so once you get hit, instantly start holding left and jump when you land, punching as you go up and down. You can squeeze in 2 high jumps before his next move, though your jumps have to be fast. After the second jump, kneel down and continue punching until getting your haymakers out. The kneeling is to force him just slightly lower. If you have done enough damage at this point as he starts using his blades again, he should be dead. If not, continue using haymakers until he dashes through you. Then follow him with one high and small jump and continue punching away, since his next attack will be the blades again, as you didn't force him to move vertically on the walls. If for some reason he's still not dead, jump over him before the dash and finish the job on the left wall. The foolproof method of killing Ape is to stand here and kneel down, then simply use haymakers to damage him. Jump up to avoid the dash and follow him to the left side, doing haymakers again. Repeat the same thing until he's dead. Very slow, though you should never die here since his attack pattern are always the same. Dash, blades, dash. If you got the perfect scam pad, you should have 1 HP at the end of the stage and around 1000 coins, but hopefully less than that though.